Take a moment of your time to take a look at this face. That's MAGA Attorney General Pam Bondi, and she was testifying yesterday in front of the Oversight Committee for the Senate. That's the look, and you're going to see it in the videos I show you. That's the look of a person that is so deep into their lies that they believe it, and also it's the look of a person that knows they're lying, knows they're inside this little pickle, but they're acting out for someone else who's watching them behave like this. That's that look. And I'm going to prove it to you. She spent 4 hours combating the Democrats on legitimate questions. Now look, don't get me wrong. I understand that when people go testify for the opposition party, they're not going to want to answer questions in its entirety. But you have to hear the answers to her questions. This is Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. He's asking her about photos that's been reported in media that Epstein had in his safe, and that he showed of Trump with seemingly not verified underage children or underage women. And listen to her response.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions.
Okay, if Senator Whitehouse took money from an Epstein friend, that's 1 degree of separation. You got Sheldon Whitehouse, Epstein's friend, Epstein. Trump has no degrees of separation. It's Epstein and Trump. But she dismissed that and went straight to that issue. And then she made the allegation and doesn't even know if it's true or not while looking at her notes.
When you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman.
Now, I sped up the last videos just to try to cut my video short, but I'm going to play this one in its regular speed because I want you to hear the interaction between Senator Blumenthal and Pam Bondi. Don't just listen to the question. I want you to really pay attention to her answers.
The night before James Comey's indictment, you had dinner with the President of the United States. Pretty intimate group.
Actually, there were a lot of people there that night. That's a great picture.
Was James Comey discussed at that dinner?
I love that picture. That's a great picture. And there were a lot of people there that night. I think the entire cabinet was there.
Did you discuss James Comey with the President of the United States? He was sitting just to your left.
Well, 2 seats down, yes. 2 seats down. And I am not going to discuss any conversations I've had or not have with the President of the United States.
Because the American public is entitled to know, Madam Attorney General.
The entire cabinet was at that dinner.
Whether you took instructions from President Trump after he told you very directly to indict James Comey, which is weaponization of the Department of Justice.
Did they make any sense to you? No disrespect to her, but she sounded drunk. She sounded inebriated. She sounded like, to be honest with you, she sounded like she was in a cult and she was proud to be in that cult, and that she knew that the cult leader was watching that video, so she had to make some kind of gesture to say this was a great photo because Trump was in it. It was weird. It was weird. Okay, look. Last one, because I know I'm almost at 5 minutes. Last one, and I'm going to leave you alone. This is Sheldon Whitehouse again talking about Tom Homan accepting $50,000 in a bribe from the FBI that he thought were private businessmen. Listen to her answer, and that face is going to pop up, and you'll get the full context of what I meant at the beginning of this post.
What became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI paid to Mr. Homan in a paper bag, evidently?
As Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI, agents, and DOJ prosecutors. They found no credible evidence of any wrongdoing.
And that was not my question. My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
I can see I'm not going to get a straight answer from you to a very simple
by the
question.
FBI agents and the DOJ. They found no credible evidence of wrongdoing. You know, you're very concerned about money and people taking money, and you rail against dark money. Yet you work with dark money groups all the time. Senator, I would be more concerned if I were you when you talk about corruption and money that when you pushed for legislation that would subsidize your wife's company.
The questions here are actually pretty specific. So having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here.
She thought she cooked, but also go back and look at her eyes. When she was talking to Sheldon Whitehouse, Senator Whitehouse, she looked one way. Then after she made her smirk, she looked the other way. MAGA is on that side. She thought she cooked, she made the smirk, and then she looked for gratification from them. This is the cult of MAGA. They're going to go out there and think, hey, Democrats are the enemy, so I don't have to respect them. I don't have to answer none of their questions. I don't have to be responsible for anything that we do to them. Even though this is oversight, even though the Senate has constitutional oversight over the executive, I don't have to respect them because they're Democrats. This is what they do. This is who they are. And this is why the country is in the state that it's in. I'm done. What do you think?